My favorite maps and favorite studies in weather. We talk about Tornado Alley a lot through the center of the country, but in this case, Dixie Alley, sometimes even more potent, and it will be the case for this storm, as Dr. Forbes just talked about. There's the threat level. So what can you do to stay safe? Well, go over towards severe weather on the top bar, click on Weather Ready, brings you all the information you need to stay safe. All right, Jim, where is this going to be the biggest weather?
Well, we're definitely looking at the Mid-South, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to just go away after we deal with Thursday. The pattern just reloads, and we're going to be back in it again potentially Sunday, Monday, and on into Tuesday with another round of severe weather. And yes, tornadoes, hail, and high winds are the threats. All right, let's talk about this. This jet stream looks just like last spring to me. This is when we started getting active, and it just never stopped right through April and May, and the atmosphere went ballistic again. So sure enough, here we go. Atmosphere almost reloading just like last year. And in addition to the 40 million people affected with the potential for severe weather, heavy rain is going to be an issue here, and localized flooding. And where these 3 to 5 inch amounts of rain actually line up are yet to be determined, because it could be anywhere from Kentucky all the way down to southern Tennessee, believe it or not. Now, Sunday and Monday, next event comes through looking very, very similar to the first. Those that got flooding or were on the teetering point could easily get it again as we get into Sunday, Monday. So, Kim, wow, right into severe weather.
I know, there's no end. All right, a cold and windy storm actually targets the west as well. Still ahead, we're going to show you where more snow is in the forecast, and Portland and Seattle accomplished some pretty rare records.
Hey, babe.
Oh, hi, honey. So I went to the doctor today, then picked up a few extra things for the baby.
Oh, boy.
I used our Slate card with Blueprint. We can design our own plan to avoid interest by paying off diapers and things each month. And for the bigger stuff, we can pay down our balance faster to save money on interest.
Bigger?
Bigger.
1, 2, 3.
Chase Slate with Blueprint helps you save money on life's little surprises.
Triplets.
Start your path to saving today. Call 855-GET-SLATE.
Mary compared deals for this hotel at kayak.com. She saved so much, she booked Magnus for the whole afternoon. Sarah didn't use kayak.com. She has no idea she overpaid for exactly the same room. Is ignorance bliss? No. Magnus is bliss. Compare hundreds of travel sites at once. Kayak. Search one and done.
It's how might becomes mightier. How will finds a way. It's the kind of strength that only comes in numbers. Ram 3500 Cummins, now with 800 foot-pounds of torque, a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, best-in-class trailer towing, strength in numbers, now at Ram Truck Month.
Right now, get $1,000 bonus cash on 2011 Ram heavy-duty diesel models.
Ram.
At TurboTax, we're all about making taxes easy, like SnapTax.
Magic in me. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Everybody knows I got the magic in me. I got the magic, baby. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Yes, it turns to gold. Everybody knows.
It's just one more way you can choose easy.
The Weatherman. Good morning, everybody. The Weather Team.
We have breaking news for you this morning.
This is not a joke, people. It is going to get brutally cold.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 Eastern. A lot of weather.
Here's all the rain.
So a lot of action across the country.
A big problem.
Cancellations across the board.
And a little fun.
Frosty Mini Wheats and milk. Let them sit there, eat them, and then smell a Band-Aid. Same thing, I swear.
And scene. Wake up with Al and your weather today. Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 Eastern on the Weather Channel.
We now offer phone service for $1.70 a month with MagicJack. That's just $19.95 a year. $19.95 a year. We give you free local and long distance and your own phone number. How much could you save every month?
Over $100.
I'd say $40 to $50 a month.
About $40 a month.
About $50 a month.
You could save $500 to $1,000 a year. That's why over 6 million people have already made the switch to MagicJack. Start your savings today. Get MagicJack at Walgreens.
You won't always see the signs when your wiper blades don't perform. But with new Michelin Stealth Hybrid blade design, you can steer clear for the road ahead.
Michelin Stealth, combined conventional frame design for unbeatable windshield contact with clog-free beam blade design for performance in ice and snow, helping you steer clear no matter what nature throws your way next. Michelin Stealth wiper blades, a better way forward.
Through the storm and beyond. The Weather Channel, the Winter Weather Authority. Now you're local on the 8s.
As scientists investigate the impact of climate change on extreme weather, the Wall Street Journal weighed in. But as Carl Parker reports in tonight's Earth Watch, the scientist they quoted is firing back.
The morning of January 27th, 2011. New York is shut down, silenced by another huge snowstorm. Just 1 month after the Christmas blizzard. Longtime residents tell us that something is awry.
Well, the weather pattern's changing. It's not like it used to be anymore, you know what I mean?
As do the stats and the weather pattern itself. The jet stream, blocked by warm, unusually strong highs, which are often near melting ice, snakes dramatically, powering storm after storm and revealing a climate change signal. Now that's a big deal, and for many it's controversial, in part because it changes the very nature of the debate. No longer are we talking about subtle changes over decades, but about serious impacts that are here today. Among those who take issue with that is Ann Jolis, who wrote an editorial in the Wall Street Journal entitled, "The Weather Isn't Getting Weirder." And the centerpiece of that editorial was a recent scientific paper called the 20th Century Reanalysis Project. Jolis wrote that researchers have yet to find evidence of more extreme weather patterns. But the lead author of that paper, Dr. Gilbert Campo, wrote a letter to the editor of the Wall Street Journal saying that while they found no trend in 3 climate patterns, those patterns cannot be used to state that our work shows no trend in weather. Campo went on to say that many researchers have found evidence of trends in storminess and extreme temperature and precipitation in other weather data over shorter periods. And just last week, we talked to researchers about 2 new studies that link climate change and extreme precipitation. Dr. Shubin Zhang of Environment Canada and Dr. Miles Allen of the University of Oxford. We'll have more on what exactly their studies found next week. You can follow us online at weather.com/earthwatch and at Carl Parker on Facebook. And with today's Earthwatch, I'm Carl Parker.
All right, great stuff, Carl Parker. We appreciate that. Let's dig a little deeper now into the storm that's going to be hammering the Northwest, as well as the cold and potential damaging winds. Gentlemen, I always appreciate talking to you. Professor Clifford Mass out of the University of Washington in Seattle. Thanks for joining us on the phone this evening, sir. Let's talk about the snow. We've had bigger snowfall totals, but what makes this one unique is perhaps the lateness of it, isn't it?
Well, we can have snow into early March, but once we get past the first week of March, the chance of any kind of significant snow goes practically to 0 here in the Northwest.
What are you thinking, Cliff, for snowfall totals for Seattle, or you just don't want to throw that out there?
Well, we'll probably get 2 to 6 inches. In some places where the boundary between the air coming out of the Fraser River Valley, the cold air from the interior, hitting southwesterly flow, coming around a low right offshore, where that boundary is, they could get much more. They could get 6, 12, maybe even more than that. So
and that's the end of the rainbow. That's where we'll find out who gets hammered. Let's talk about this huge high in British Columbia that's going to blow that air down through the. I mean, could we see wind damage with that? And where will we see that?
We could, and it looks like winds could be gusting up to 50 to 60 miles per hour coming out of the Fraser Valley and that weakness in the Cascade Mountains where the air likes to push through. You know, I should mention that 4 or 5 inches here can really be devastating because we have a lot of hills, and there's a tendency for us to get ice layers. When we get snow, the ground is normally pretty warm here. The snow goes on it, and then the cold Arctic air comes in after it. We get this sheet of ice, so it can be worse than the numbers might seem on the surface.
And what do you think as far as the cold is concerned? Is this going to be a record-setting cold as it settles in or not?
Probably not here, and we'll probably get down into the 20s, but where they will get very, very cold is in eastern Washington. On Friday, very strong northerly flow. The Arctic air is going to push south in eastern Washington. There'll be winds of 20, 30, 40 miles per hour, and temperatures below zero. So there the temperatures will be really pretty severe.
So worst case scenario, let's put it on there for Seattle. Is it going to be starting tomorrow really for the evening rush hour and then into Thursday morning?
It'll probably start in the morning.
So right in the morning, okay.
So right now it looks like it'll be coming in maybe 4 to 6 o'clock. We'll start getting some snow, but fortunately the roads will be above freezing, so it's not going to get iced up too quickly. We'll get snow during the day, maybe that 2 to 6 inches. It'll increase later on in the evening, and then cold air will come in.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Clifford Mass from the University of Washington out there in Seattle. Always a great insight under the Pacific Northwest. He is the guru, certainly, of the weather out there. We love to go to him and get an idea of what's going on. All right, Kimmy, what's coming up next?
All right, how about tracking storms on the West Coast? More coverage on that. Plus, continuing coverage of the deadly New Zealand earthquake. We'll also take another in-depth look at the threat for severe weather. Next.
There's water slides and scuba dives, this place is unforgettable. A perfect beach, a midday treat, it simply is incredible. A simulator surf machine, our water parks are really cool. A sea of green vacation dream, this really is the place for you. Hang with your mates and stay out late, do anything you want to do. There's gourmet food and sushi too, so many restaurants you can choose. A sunset rum and Irish pub, order up a round of cheer. It's anything for everyone, you'll find it here. It's all included.
This month only, save up to 60%. Call your travel agent or 1-800-BEACHES.
This is your captain speaking. We are 14th in line for takeoff. Beep, 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 beep. I gotta get to Cleveland. I hate traffic.
Amtrak. Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey on Amtrak, now serving 500 destinations coast to coast. Book today at Amtrak.com.
Osteo Biflex is a great product. I can go back and do gardening with comfort.
Osteo Biflex with 5 locks in advance shows improvement in joint comfort within 7 days. Osteo Biflex, now available in a new and different 1-per-day formula.
While others are content to imitate, we'll continue to innovate. The Lexus RX. Why settle for a copy when you can own the original? See your Lexus dealer.
For 3 hours a week, I'm a coach. But when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I needed a coach. Our doctor was great, but with so many tough decisions, I felt lost. United Healthcare offered a specially trained RN who helped us weigh and understand all our options. For me, cancer was as scary as a fastball is to some of these kids, but my coach had hit that pitch before.
Turning data into useful answers. We're 78,000 people looking out for 70 million Americans. That's health in numbers. United Healthcare.
Much that's taken for granted in a modern vacuum, like see-through bins, were pioneered by Dyson. But behind that bin lay something even more radical: root cyclone technology. Here, dirt and dust are hurled from the airflow by forces in excess of 136,000 Gs. And it's for this reason that Dyson cyclones capture more dirt than any other.
Forgot to run the dishwasher.
24 hours stuck on food can be a project, but Cascade Complete Packs have 70% more tough food cleaning ingredients to get the job done. Cascade Complete, beyond your wildest clean.
If you want weather on your TV, just turn to the Weather Channel. On your computer, the Weather Channel online is weather.com. And with the Weather Channel mobile app, you can always take the weather with you. The source for weather, the Weather Channel.
Wake up with Al and your weather today. Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 on the Weather Channel. And now, your local on the 8s.